was Elena. I was 32 years old. I had a husband who bought me diamonds. He treated me like a queen. Everyone looked at my life and said, "Elena, you are the luckiest woman in the world." They saw his perfect smile. They saw our big, beautiful house. They saw the expensive clothes I wore. But they did not see the truth. They did not see the tears on my pillow every night. Every morning I woke up beside him, and I felt like I was in a prison, a beautiful golden prison. I never thought my life would become like that. People always thought that money and a good husband equaled happiness, but my story proved the opposite. 7 years ago, my life had been a disaster. I was 25 years old. I was an artist. I loved to paint. I was poor, but I was happy. I lived with my father in a small old house. My father had been my best friend. He had supported my dreams. But then the dark days came. My father got very sick. He passed away suddenly. I was broken. My heart was in a million pieces. But the sadness was not the only problem. After the funeral, men came to my door. They were angry. They told me that my father had a big debt. He owed a lot of money to the bank. I did not know about this. They said, "You must pay or we will take the house." I had no money. I had no job. I was alone in the world. I sat on the floor of my empty living room and cried. I was scared. That was when Mark appeared. Mark was a business partner of my father. He was older than me, 33 at that time. He was rich, handsome, and very confident. He came to my house. He saw me crying. He did not yell like the other men. He spoke in a soft, gentle voice. "Elena, do not worry. I will fix this." And he did. He paid the bank. He paid all the debts. He saved my father's house. He saved me from the street. I looked at him, and I felt so much gratitude. I thought he was an angel sent by my father. We started to spend time together. Mark was kind and calm. He listened to me. He made me feel safe. I had never met anyone like him. 6 months later, he asked me to marry him. He gave me a beautiful ring. At first, I did not feel a fire in my heart. I did not feel the excitement of true love. But I felt safe, and I felt I owed him my life. I thought kindness was enough. I thought gratitude could become love. So I made the biggest mistake of my life. I smiled and said yes. The first year of our marriage was calm. Mark took care of everything. He said, "Elena, you have suffered enough. Now you rest." I thought he was being sweet. But slowly, his care became control. It started with small things. One day, I wanted to find a job. I saw an advertisement for an art teacher at a local school. I was excited. I wanted to work. I wanted to paint again. I told Mark at dinner. He put down his fork, smiled that perfect smile, and said, "Honey, why do you want to work? I give you everything." I said, "I want to do something. I want to paint again." He laughed softly and took my hand. "No, my love, you don't need to work for pennies. You are my wife. Your job is to be happy here." I felt a little cold inside, but I did not argue. I did not apply for the job. Then it was my clothes. I liked colorful dresses. I liked comfortable clothes. One day I came home and my closet was empty. All my old clothes were gone. In their place were expensive, elegant dresses. They were all beige, white, and gray. I was shocked. I asked him, "Mark, where are my clothes?" He hugged me from behind and whispered, "I donated them. These new clothes fit you better. They make you look like a proper lady, like my wife." I felt a lump in my throat. I wanted to scream, but I like my colors. But I said nothing. He had bought them for me. I should be grateful. The worst moment was about my painting. I had an old easel, a gift from my father. It was dusty, but I loved it. One afternoon, Mark was at work. I took the easel out to the garden and started to mix colors. Red, blue, yellow. For the first time in years, I felt alive. My hands were dirty with paint, but my soul felt clean. Suddenly, Mark came home early. He saw me in the garden. His face changed. He did not look happy. He walked over to me. "Elena, look at you," he said. His voice was no longer soft. "You are dirty. Look at your hands." Look at your dress. He took the paintbrush from my hand. He wiped a spot of paint from my cheek with his handkerchief. We have a dinner party tonight. You cannot look like this. Go clean yourself. He called the maid. Please take the easel away. Put it in storage. I watched them take it away. I stood there in the garden. The sun was shining, but I felt cold. I realized then I was not his partner. I was his doll. A pretty doll to sit on a shelf. I went to the bathroom and scrubbed my hands until they turned red. I looked in the mirror. The woman staring back was beautiful, but her eyes were dead. I whispered to myself, who am I? Time passed, and I learned to be the perfect wife. I smiled when he wanted me to smile. I wore the beige dresses. I stopped painting. My life became a performance day after day. I lived carefully, hiding my feelings, pretending to be happy. Every little thing I wanted was ignored or taken away. My colors, my dreams, my freedom, all of it had disappeared. I felt trapped, but I had no courage to speak. Then came our 5th wedding anniversary. Mark told me he had a big surprise. He seemed so excited. We were having breakfast, and he handed me a large, thick envelope. Happy anniversary, my love, he said. This is for our future. I opened it. My hands shook. Inside, there were plane tickets and legal papers. I read the papers and my heart stopped. They were papers for the sale of my father's house. The house he had saved for me. He had sold it without asking me. And the tickets? We were moving to the city. A huge villa awaited us, a fresh start. Far from my small town, far from everything I loved. I could not breathe. I looked at him. He was eating his toast, looking at his phone, not even glancing at my face. He did not see my tears. I felt a terrible pain in my chest. For 5 years I had been obedient, silent, and grateful. And now, my only memory of my father, my home, my life before him, was gone. He did not love me. He never had. He only loved control, only loved perfection, only loved owning me. That day, the blindfold finally fell from my eyes. I understood the truth. I was not a partner. I was a possession, a beautiful, quiet possession. And suddenly the pain inside me began to change. It turned into something sharper, stronger, anger, rage, a fire I had buried deep inside myself for years. I clenched my fists. I wanted to scream, but I did not. I whispered to myself, no, I will not let this be my life anymore. That night, alone in the villa, I promised myself that I would find Elena again, the real Elena. That night I did not sleep. I lay in bed beside him, staring at the ceiling, listening to his calm breathing. For the first time, I was not afraid. I was clear. I understood that staying quiet was slowly killing me. I realized that comfort without freedom was not a blessing, it was a cage. The next morning, I looked at myself in the mirror for a long time. I did not see the perfect wife anymore. I saw a woman who had survived loss, fear, and control, and I knew she was stronger than she believed. When Mark left for work, I opened the storage room. My easel was there, covered in dust. I touched it gently, like touching an old friend. I took it out into the light. I started painting again, not because I wanted to sell my art, not because I wanted approval, but because it reminded me who I was before I became silent. Each brushstroke felt like breathing again. Color returned to my hands. Life returned to my heart. Leaving was not easy. It took time. It took planning. It took courage. But one day I packed a small bag and walked out of that beautiful prison. I did not take diamonds. I did not take expensive dresses. I took my paintings and my dignity. People asked questions. People judged. People did not understand. But for the first time in years, I slept peacefully. I was no longer perfect. I was no longer owned. I was free. My name was Elena. I was not the luckiest woman in the world. I was something better. I was myself. If you were in Elena's situation, what would you have done? Would you have stayed or left? Do you think gratitude can ever become love, Or is love always something deeper? Write your answer in the comments. I really want to know what you think.